Here on the Trading Post, we are joined by Brett and Shaw from Caldwell Banker. How are you guys doing today?
And another beautiful weekend here at Cedar Creek Lake. Lake is full. The shoppers are out for housing this weekend, and it is just a beautiful all-around week for us.
Right. You are busy. I know you are busy.
Really, really busy.
Yeah, it's been one of the busiest seasons that I've had in a long time. It's
the busiest season I've ever experienced.
Yeah, oddly enough, lowest inventory I've ever seen in the real estate market ever, but it's also at the same time the busiest I've ever seen in every property bracket, whether primary housing, secondary weekend housing, lakefront housing, farm and ranch, commercial, lots, new developments, redevelopments. Everything is busy right now.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned that waterfront. I know I just closed a waterfront last week and got another one this week, and then like one a week after that, and then a commercial waterfront right after that. So the waterfront market is still booming. Mm-hmm. It just shifted a little bit this year. Usually, it starts around March, but everything got pushed back a couple months this year, and so we're still hot and heavy right in the middle of it. And so great time to get those properties on the market.
And this is a time where I have never seen interest rates this low. I had some clients that purchased a house up in the Metroplex, and because the feds are lending out money at sub 0%, there's a way that actually works, that they lend out the money at less than 0% interest, which is interesting. These people got a conventional loan at less than 3% interest. That's less than the inflation rate. So you actually, if you loop the numbers this way and bounce it off of the light of Venus refracted off of some swamp gas or something, technically you make money. You make more money having that loan on a piece of property at those rates than you do just stuffing it in your mattress.
Yeah, so I've had a couple of them getting in the 2.9s interest rates, and that coupled with the housing pricing is continuing to increase every year. Your money that you're paying at the end of this mortgage is going to be virtually less than it's worth right now, so you'll be paying less at the end of your mortgage than you are currently.
Yeah, because you lose the average kind of whatever is about 4% devaluation on your currency. If you just take a $20 bill and stuff it in your mattress, it loses about 4% per year to inflation. But if you're borrowing at less than 4%, technically you're making money, and then that interest rate, you can get a tax write-off on that in addition to it. So you play the tax system according to the rules that they have set forth, and so you get that additional part there. Plus then you've got it in a piece of real estate that has the opportunity to appreciate, so you can get that appreciated value. And then if you get it into a investment piece of real estate, so now you've got money that you're borrowing at less than the inflation rate that you can then write off the interest on, that then you have a property appreciating while you're getting a monthly income coming in.
Sounds like they're almost paying you to buy a house right now.
Pretty much. It's pretty close to that. So anymore, and they're just going to start. Well, you say that. A couple of years ago, did a couple of USDA loans, and it was a true zero at signing loan. So they got less than 3% interest, and let's see, it was less than 3%. It was a 33-year loan, zero at closing, and whenever they signed, they got the keys and a check for $500. Now, they were technically borrowing that money, and the smart thing is to put that in your bank account and use that for, either just cut the check back and put it towards your principal, or hold it there so that if you have a bad month, you got a little bit of buffer. I mean, they're smart investing into things, but technically on the surface at the closing table, signed, got the keys, and a check for $500. So there's all types of lending products out there, and there's still parts of it that are unique to each individual borrower. Those are not a guaranteed for what you'll get. You may get better, you may get worse, you may get right at the same thing. We got lots of great lenders right now that are happy to help you work through that process. It don't cost anything to get pre-approved. Just a little bit of time, a little bit of papers that they need, and they can get you in there and get you set up to buy one of these fantastic properties that we got today.
I can
We
tell you
got some
what it
great
will
properties.
cost you. If you don't get that pre-approval, it could cost you your dream home.
It can.
Things are moving so quick. Every time we come up here, I'm looking at the list of properties, and our stuff is just flying off the shelves right now. So if you're looking to get your home on the market, give us a call this weekend at 903-887-7055 and talk to one of our wonderful realtors there at the office to get your property on the market. Like I said, these are the ones that I've found that have come on this week and are available to get out there and purchase this weekend. We'll probably have to have another set next weekend because they're just moving so quickly.
And I'll tell you how important this pre-approval letter is now in today's market, because there is historic low inventory out there and the historic low interest rates. When something comes on the market, a lot of these properties have a lot of competition, especially up there in Dallas right now, and it's coming this way even more. Showing some properties up in Dallas, starting to see a new trend in real estate that the listing agent asked to see a pre-approval letter before they'll schedule the showing. So, used to, years ago, they'd want to see a pre-approval or pre-qual letter, within so many days of the contract. And then it got to be, people started asking for that pre-qual or that pre-approval before they signed the final signatures and accepted the offer. Now even you have some that the sellers say, I don't even want the offer presented to me until I get and if you don't have a pre-approval, don't even present it to me. Now they're starting to get some of them that are starting to say, if they don't even have the pre-approval, don't even okay the showing. So
yeah, I've had multiple showings that come up lately that as soon as they hit the market, they are booked up on showings for the weekend, getting multiple offers. And so they want the people who are actually in the house, because there's only so many hours in a day to schedule showings.
Yeah, I was on one that they had showings for a week before they shut them off, and they had showings going from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they had, depending on the day, 5 to 15-minute windows, and there was a line of realtors out the front door with their clients in the cars down the street, and so you just got shuffled in one at a time like cattle through the stockades there.
And these are people that are approved. They are seeing the house that if they decide this is the one, can put in the offer to try to acquire this home.
Yeah, all
and
these
that doesn't
showings
necessarily guarantee you're going to get a home these days.
No, and all those showings had to have a pre-approval letter to get approved to show. Because the showings were so booked up, why they kind of had the idea, why should somebody that's not approved or doesn't have a letter from a bank or something like that take a showing away from somebody that has their ducks in a row?
That's ready to
and
buy.
It has nothing against you personally. It is absolutely nothing against you as an individual. It is just about being the most efficient and effective way to manage the time and manage the showings, so that people can get what they need.
It doesn't take long to get that pre-approval.
No, lots of lenders that we work with can do it easily over the phone. They can get most of your information right there, 15-minute conversation, and tell you whether you're going to qualify and which type of lending package you do qualify.
Yeah.
And that just gives us a couple of things. It gives us a budget to work within, because we need to know, if we've got a $300,000 budget, we don't want to be looking at $500,000 homes.
Yeah.
And it also tells us, depending on the package, if you qualify for VA versus conventional, there are some homes that are not going to qualify for the VA. No matter if you did personally, the home may not qualify for VA. And so we want to go ahead and check those off of our list and not waste our time looking at these homes that the lending is not going to work out for anyways.
Because like if you have something specific like a VA lending, your time is valuable. Your time as the buyer is valuable, and market shifts. And so you don't want to spend, 20, 30, 40 days under contract to find out that as much as you want the house and financially you can buy the house, that the house doesn't meet VA standards. And so now you have to go back on the shopping market and find something, and market may have shifted by then, and you're now 20, 30, 40 days further away from moving in.
Yeah, and some of it, I mean, these can be great houses, but the simplest thing I can tell people that is on the VA requirements these days, ground to subfloor, if it's not a slab foundation, you're supposed to have a minimum of 18 inches of clearance.
Mm-hmm.
And so why miss your dream home over here trying to go after a home of 12 inches of clearance that is not going to make the VA financing? And you waste, like you said, a month trying to go for this one home and miss all these other great opportunities.
Yeah, and we're just harping on this because when you're ready to shop, we want to optimize your time. We want to be sure that you move quickly and effectively, and you get the house that you want under the terms that you want, what works best for you. So just trying to get your ducks in order. And so all of that story to say, we want you to get that pre-approval and get with Brett, get with me, call our front office, 903-887-7055. We got lots of great lenders to get you on that pre-approval so that you can go out and see these properties this weekend.
Because this one right here may be your dream home. This is a great property. I just went and personally seen it Tuesday, came on the market Tuesday afternoon, I believe. Beautiful piece of property just north of Maybank. 3199 Van Zant County Road, 2801. This is 16.81 acres. It's a 2-2 true barn dominium here. Just built, it's just a few years old.
So you've got metal home and you've got barn dominium, which basically the same construction material. The difference is the metal home is just the home part, and it's all metal fab construction, which are fantastic. The barn dominium combines, even though the terms get used kind of synonymously, technically it's where you have the barn and the house are enclosed in the same structure.
They're connected, yes.
Yeah.
And so what you got here is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home section. This is roughly about 1,200 square feet, 2-story, beautifully done. Nice home. And with the way it's laid out, you could add on into the barn dominium if you needed another bedroom, bath, things like that. The garage part of the home, the barn part, is 1,600 square foot, 2 big bay doors. And I'll tell you what, the gentleman that owns the property currently, he has lots of toys, and you could just see when you go out and see this property how much space that truly is, how many toys you can fit in the 1,600 square foot.
And didn't we used to comment about how we need to get to the point to where you and I we need more barn, less house. So
right.
Need the house, that way it's just set up for living, and need the barn for I'm American. Things, whether I try or not, things just accumulate.
I have stuff. Not stuff that I need to look at or use every day, but I just have it because I'm an American.
I'm American. And so,
there's tons of it. It's overflowing. So I could pitchfork it out the house on some days there. They just come in. I don't know where it comes from, but I've been there 18 years. It just shows up.
And if you're American like that, barn dominiums are fantastic things. You don't have to walk. You don't have to walk across the acreage to get to where you can see your stuff. You know, if it's raining, you just go right there and there's your stuff.
Right, but if you want to come on the outside, you don't have to go through the barn part to still be covered from that rain, because this property also has a 2,400 square foot covered patio with RV parking area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That has those high ceilings.
High ceilings.
So you get
It's
a
all
big old
set up.
RV, tractor, whatever you want underneath that.
Full
thing.
RV hookups, 50 amp power, water and septic there. So if you need to bring your RV in while you know coming into your home while you're not out touring the country right now, great place to park it, covered, full amenities for your RV there.
And how much was that again?
This one is at $362,500.
Wow, that's a good deal. So
right,
16.81 acres with a 2-2 barn dominium with that big old carport for $362,500.
Right, it's got another small pond, another large pond, which we estimate to be a few acres that you share with a couple neighbors there.
Okay.
And above ground pool as well. Beautiful property. Need to go see this one this weekend if this tickles your fancy.
Yeah, give us a call, 903-887-7055. Get that pre-approval and go out there and see that this weekend. If you want some acreage and a barn dominium, that is a pretty property. Yeah. What do you got next?
Next one's 116 Oak Haven Drive. This is going to be over in Gun Barrel City in the Loon Bay subdivision. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,600 square foot home. Nice size home there. Sitting on 3 lots, so lots of room to get out and play around in.
Okay.
It's got the home is a 2-story itself, but it also has a 3-car detached garage.
That's a big metal 3-car garage with crushed rock floors in it, crushed rock driveway, just beautiful, wonderful workshop. But it also has another kind of workshop out back, right?
It does. It's got another little workshop or she shed or whatever you want to call them. A cabana porch, even a tree house with this one.
Ooh, a tree house. That's so you kind of get 2 houses in there. So regular house and tree house.
Yeah, it's a house in the trees. Got lots of mature trees around it, plus a tree house. So beautiful property for only $190,000 today.
$190,000. You can be in Lynn Bay subdivision, which this is not a waterfront property, but it's in a waterfront subdivision, which has a park. Well, it actually has 2 parks. One of them is a great waterfront sitting, playing, swimming park, and then it has the second park which has the boat ramp in it. And so you don't have to be on the waterfront to be able to enjoy the lake. You can live off water and then just tote your boat right over there to the park and launch it. You don't got to come out of the subdivision. Fantastic place to live. Just absolutely fantastic. And Loon Bay is actually incorporated inside Gun Barrel City, so you get all the Gun Barrel City amenities. Great property for $190,000.
Yeah, that beautiful one. I also want to talk about a couple of investment properties real quick.
Okay, just real quick.
126 Deer Run Road. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, site-built efficiency home. Sitting on a lot. It's got a newer wooden fence around it there for only $54,000 today.
Okay.
Great little property. If you're looking for an investment property or just a little space to call your own.
Yeah, that's a low maintenance literally it's like an efficiency. So you don't have to have a big place to live, or you can set it up, Airbnb, something like that. Go out and take a look at that. That might be either a great investment or just a great budget living place to live.
And my last ones I got today, it's actually 2 properties, but they're twins. At 112 and 114 Osage Drive here in Gun Barrel City. Both of these are going to be 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 924 square feet, 2019 model manufactured housings. Brand new, with new carports, new front decks put on them. They're currently leased. Both of these are leased. So whether you're looking for a personal property or an income property, these would be great options at $99,000 each there.
So that's $99,000 each, not combined.
Not combined. So these are each, but they're side by side. And so if you're looking to get into the rental market, or maybe you need a personal property and you got a family member who wants to live next door, great opportunity here right in the heart of Gun Barrel City today.
So I can buy one or I can buy both. Got options there. I could buy both, have them continue the leasing on them. I could buy one, live in one, and keep the other as a rental. I could buy both and live in both if I wanted to live in both.
That's what I always suggest. I look for, how is somebody else going to pay my mortgage? I would buy both, continue to lease one to pay my mortgage on the 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
you provide a wonderful service for somebody. You provide somebody with a low commitment way to live. If somebody's going to be in the area and they just know they're going to be here for a little while and not long enough to really justify going through the whole house purchase, you provide that great service to them, and in return, you get financially compensated. It's a win-win for both.
Just like we talked about interest rates. Why spend your own money?
Why spend your own money?
Somebody else's.
So if they want to get pre-approved or get into one of these houses this weekend for a showing, how do they get a hold of you, Brett?
Call me anytime, 903-340-6301.
Or I'm Shy at 903-340-6159.
Okay, thank you guys for being on. Y'all be back in a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks there.
Yeah, next week, I think.
Next week. Okay, then Stone will be here next week.
I'm sure that's the plan at the moment.
It's the plan at the moment.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Get in touch with Caldwell Banker. They're going to leave their notes here.